Let's quickly talk about how to sell on Overstock Marketplace. This is a guide to making millions on Overstock.com. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another edition of the Awesome Sweaty Kiwi Show. How are you today? I hope you're all doing fantastic. I'm doing marvelous. If you were to ask me, if you are doing as splendid as I am, go grab a cup of coffee or tea or vodka and let's roll. In today's convo, I want to speak to you about how to sell on Overstock Marketplace. And before we get into the actual nitty-gritty, let me just give you an overview of the company. With more than 20 years in the business and 40 million unique visitors monthly, Overstock offers approved sellers the possibility of high sales volume, but based on our analysis, traffic is small compared to other markets like Amazon and eBay, which might limit your products depending on what you're selling. And you can sell a lot of stuff on Overstock. You can, they actually support sellers through a range of categories that include home, bed and bath, jewelry and watches, electronics and media, health and beauty, liquidations, sports, hobbies and toys. And items that don't fit nearly into established categories may require a chat with an Overstock representative. They're very strict about that. They want to do due diligence to make sure you're selling great stuff on their platform. And in terms of cost, when it comes to selling on Overstock, several sellers online say that Overstock charges about 10 cents for each listing and a commission fee equal to 3% of the sale of items priced up to $25. And we've seen that. We've actually seen that in our own research. That is true. One thing you have to understand is that it is still unclear to us how much you will pay for items more than $25. And you will not find this or details about any other fees on Overstock.com because the company does not disclose its fees until after you have signed up as a seller. In other words, you are approved. So the best way to find out exactly what fees you will face while selling on Overstock is to contact the company directly to discuss the specifics of your business. And one thing I want to say here is that if selling on Overstock is definitely worth it. If you specialize, say, in name brand, top of the line designer, home goods, Overstock could be a solid addition to your business. And selling products to more than 40 to 50 million customers, the platform considers itself a springboard to boost an online business. And you want to think about it to be successful on Overstock. You want to think high quality, you want to keep it simple, and you want to get help if needed. Very important. Okay, let's get into the actual step-by-step here. So step number one, setting up an account. So you want to go to the partner page. We're showing this to you on the screen, and you want to start the registration process. So we're going to show you a couple of snapshots. It's very straightforward. So basically what you have to do here is that once you are on the registration page, you have to answer. So you can see here the first snapshot, and then the second snapshot, and then the third snapshot, the fourth snapshot. So basically you enter your information, a couple of information. It's a survey. It's a short survey. You fill it out and you add your email address, and Overstock will actually send you a confirmation. Very important. So you see the confirmation on the screen. It's very important to have the confirmation because you want to check your email to make sure Overstock's confirmation email does not end up in junk mail. Without that, you will not be able to proceed. So please check your email. Okay, very important. During registration, make sure you check the boxes that say dropship capabilities, same day shipping, US based warehouses, and competitively priced and unique assortments. This is very important. I'm going to repeat it. During the registration, please make sure you check the boxes that say dropship capabilities, same day shipping, US based warehouses, and competitively priced and unique assortments. Otherwise, Overstock will reject your application and you will need to wait an entire year an entire year before reapplying. We tested the application system, and the first time we didn't put the right data, quote unquote, the right data, they rejected our application. So here's actually to show you the proof. Here is a snapshot of the rejection email we got the first time. You can see that on the screen. So the bottom line here is that you want to be very thorough and accurate during the application process so you don't get rejected and have to wait 12 more months before reapplying. Overstock will evaluate the business details you have provided against its own research, learning more about how you have handled past customer complaints, for instance, and this can take up to a week for a response. And if you are accepted as an Overstock seller, yay, fantastic, right? Now starts the real work. You'll need to log in to complete your seller profile, upload item details, and advertise in appropriate categories. Step number 2, picking profitable products. So once you are accepted, it's wonderful, right? So you set up the account. So after Overstock's review and account approval, you want to use the platform's streamlined onboarding process to set up your account, build SKUs, and begin merchandising your products. You need to sell your products. So once your products are on site, you will manage orders, fulfillments, and more on your partner platform, which makes selling your product simple and easy. One thing I want to say here is it's a very straightforward process. So listing your products on Overstock is very easy. They have done a great job at making the whole process user-friendly, very intuitive. So no problem there. What can you sell on Overstock? I sort of talked about it a little bit before. It really depends, because Overstock works as a very useful and popular platform for all the buyers who want to get their daily and essentials at the best deal. Hence, you can sell a variety of products using Overstock. But before you start selling with Overstock, you need to know what you can sell here. And there are major, I would say, popular product categories. I think I gave you a few before. So you have to think home, jewelry, and watches. Very popular on Overstock.com. Bed and bath also, or it's a great category you have to think about. So is health and beauty. Okay. We've seen in our research that electronics and media also tend to sell on Overstock, even though not as much as on other platforms, such as Newegg, for example. And sports, hobbies, and toys are also very popular on Overstock, as well as liquidation. And if you want to find a product to sell on Overstock, there are a few things you need to do, especially if you're trying to scale the product, the sales in the long run. In other words, you want to start selling and you want the product to become viral, quote unquote viral, and you want to scale that product to actually sell on multiple platforms. There are 5 things you need to do. Try to make sure you are solving a customer pain point. You are appealing to enthusiastic hobbyists. In other words, you are serving a niche that is very passionate about the product. You want to go with your personal passion. If you have experience in a specific industry, for example, why not? Same thing for professional experience. All right, so use your personal passion and professional experience to find products that you know are good, products that you know have demand out there. And also, please try to capitalize on trends early. If you want to pick profitable products on Overstock, try to capitalize on trends early. Speaking about trends, how do you actually capitalize on those trends? How do you make sure you jump on the bandwagon as early as possible? Here are a few ways to keep an eye on what's trending so you can act quickly on potential opportunities and find products you can actually sell on Overstock. Social listening. This is a good way to do things. It means that you want to look at trending hashtags on Twitter, topics on Facebook. You want to look at what's trending on YouTube, for example. Google Trends is a great way also. So you want to look at the popularity of topics over time and see what's hitting a spike in interest. Trend Hunter. So the world's largest, most popular trend community, they use actually data, artificial intelligence, and real humans to identify consumer insights and new opportunities. That's a great website. You can go to Reddit also. We love Reddit. Reddit is really the front page of the internet. So they showcase forums about pretty much every topic under the sun. So you want to visit the popular page to see what people are buzzing about. And you want to read customer reviews on existing products to know what's going on in customers' minds. You want to find product opportunities and keywords, for example. You can use several tools to find out what keywords are actually buzzing right now. And also, please, you want a litmus test before your launch. So it's very important to validate the products. Proof of concept, product validation, those are important elements. You want to browse what's trending on online marketplaces, right? So if you prefer to sell products on your own online store, for example, you can still gather inspiration by checking out what's popular and trending on other marketplaces. You want to browse sites like Amazon, Etsy, eBay, and Walmart, and you want to see what's really happening there. You also can research products with higher profit margins. This is pretty good also. And you want to start your search with related products. Remember that, for example, there's something called affinity buying in marketing. So you want to pay attention to products customers frequently buy together, other products that customers frequently buy, similar items that Overstock recommends, and related sponsored products. And you always want to be on the lookout. This is very important. Always want to be on the lookout. One thing that I want to say here is that choosing the right products or product category can be instrumental to your success on Overstock. So the products you choose will shape your entire business, from marketing to shipping to pricing to further product development. I'll be right back right after this. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, folks, to another section of the Awesome Sweetie Kiwi Show. We are still having a conversation about how to sell on Overstock Marketplace. Step number 3, you want to stand out on Overstock. How do you do that? There are a couple of things you can do. You need to maximize your potential. So increasing your brand's visibility and reaching out to potential customers on a constant basis can help you. And you can leverage things like site-wide sales and promotions, advertising options, and enhanced content opportunities to actually stand out on the platform. You make sure that you price your items correctly. Very important. You need to consider 3 main factors when pricing your items: your overhead, the market, and your buyers. Your overhead, so whether you are drop shipping, selling your own creations, or reselling items, work your way backward. So you want to figure out the lowest possible cost you can support and still stay in business. Keep in mind Overstock's shifting fee schedule. They change all the time. And besides your overhead, you want to think about the market, right? Chances are that the items you're selling or an item like it is already listed on Overstock. So you want to use existing item prices to help find starting price point and shift them accordingly. Consider running deals around the holidays, a popular time for buyers. You also need to think about your buyers. Overstock's main competitors are Bed Bath & Beyond, Wayfair, and Target, according to Alexa.com. So use this information to inform how you design your sales and strategies specifically for Overstock buyers. Okay, this is very important. Now, you have to understand that Overstock offers a few listing boosters for a fee. So bolding and highlighting your item can help your product stand out. More robust marketing tools for sellers include advisors that can help you realize potential brand growth, and a suite of business reports, analytics, SKU building tools, and photo services. And there are a few things you need to watch out for when selling on Overstock. Remember that the Overstock has mainly U.S. buyers. So despite supporting buyers from other countries, Overstock main base is the U.S. This means steep international fees and taxes for buyers abroad. Fees are not transparent. You may not know exactly how much you will lose to commissions and fees on your specific items or specialty until you sign up. New items only. So Overstock only sells new products, unlike eBay. And you have a restricted bidding. Sellers don't appear to have as much power as buyers do. For instance, you cannot reject bids or close an auction ahead of time. And how do you list on Overstock? We're showing you right now on the screen. Product listing pages play a huge role in the buyer journey and the subsequent dreaded conversion rate. So you need to go on a product listing page in Overstock, and you can see basically the right way to list your products. And again, this is very straightforward. This is yeah, it's not rocket science. It's very simple. So speaking of listing products on Overstock, there are a few things you need to do if you want to list your Overstock products properly. Okay, there are a few things. Actually, there are 10 things. Take care of your headers. So headers play the title role of each category and listing page, right? They're basically the main indication of the page's content, and they should be treated accordingly. You want to think about whether you want to have grid views, the grid approach versus list view. So grid view versus list view. It really depends upon you. The list view is better suited for products that require extensive information and specifications in order to help customers compare specs between similar products. It's a good fit for technical products. For example, if you're selling TVs, computers, electronics, DVDs, hardware, it's fantastic. And the grid view is mostly used for products that rely a lot on pictures and can be compared quickly without paying much attention to the specifications. It also shows for more. It also allows actually more visual experiences. You also have to think about how many products per page and per row. And this will depend on three main factors. So the size of your images, the number of products, and the volume of information, the volume of content you need to put on the little tiny real estate space that you have, which is the listing page. Think about product thumbnails. Very important. Think about having an intuitive navigation process so that customers are not really confused, or they're not stressed, or they're not just, they just want to go straight to the point. So you want to pay attention to your website's performance when it comes to sorting products and helping customers find their perfect products. And you also need to think about what kind of information you want to display, right? Discounts, color options, stock availability, best sellers you want to add to cart, new use, short descriptions, star ratings. You also have to think about sorting products, right? So what are your customers looking for? What are their needs? If you can provide clear answers to these two questions, finding optimal sorting options just got way easier. You have to think about whether or not you should use quick view, for example, another important element. And you also need to think about SEO for product listing pages. So you want to make sure that your products are keyword rich. In other words, they contain the names, brands, pieces of information, specifications, description of products, category pages, those that actually matter to the customer. And make sure that you are actually you are linking, you're doing outlinks, and you're doing backlinks, and specifically so, especially if you're not on a marketplace, if you are on your own store, that's just something you have to think about. You also need to think about A/B testing your product listing pages just to increase the conversion rate optimization metric, your CRO metric. Step number 4, folks. Let's talk about growing on Overstock. How do you do that? There are a couple of things you can do if you want to grow on Overstock, and I'm going to go through them right now. So you need to learn to market your products properly with Overstock, because you have to understand Overstock comes with a variety of listing boosters free of cost to help the sellers have an easy boost in their sales. To make your marketing easier and effective on Overstock, you can highlight your items, which lets you choose the product that you want to push out, right? And you also want to market your Overstock store outside of the platform. You want to think about things like SEO, social media, right? You should be advertising your store, your Overstock store on Pinterest, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, depending upon your audience. You need to actually use Google Ads if need be, if you have the budget for it. And you also need to think about cross-platform selling. Should you be selling on Overstock and eBay, Amazon, Walmart, etc., or just choose one? You need to follow best practices when selling on Overstock. So you want to focus on the buyers. You can only sell new items. Remember, right? This is not eBay, so no used items are allowed. And you remember that bidding is restricted. So on Overstock, the power of Overstock sellers is not that prominent. Rather, buyers are powerful here. You cannot reject any bidding or opt to close an auction ahead of time. This is very important to remember. I said that before. You need to ship items on Overstock quickly. So they offer 2 shipping options for sellers on their website. You can ship items yourself. So from the moment a buyer confirms the sale, you have a specific amount of time to get the package in the mail. Overstock requires that you meet packaging standards its customers have come to expect. That's number 1. Number 2, you can do a shipment through supplier Oasis. Remember that Overstock.com owns this company, the supplier Oasis. So depending on where you are sending the products, this may be an easier option. All right. And it's important to understand that you want to pay attention to shipment, because this will actually help you grow your presence on Overstock. Once you grow your presence on Overstock, you can benefit from brand exposure, partner platform and services. You can have, as I said, supplier Oasis fulfillment. You can have co-op marketing, customer data and analytics, and B2B and government sales. You can actually sell to the government. Yes, you can sell to government customers on through Overstock.com. This is fantastic because you are easily expanding your customer base through the revolutionary Overstock government platform, which is ideal for customers authorized to outfit U.S. government needs. Okay, fantastic. Step number 5, folks, getting paid on Overstock. Now, you need to take advantage of Overstock's flexible options and competitive payment terms that make it easy to collect your profits and grow your business online. And which types of payments does Overstock accept? Because before you get paid, you need to know what kind of payment options your potential customers have on the platform. So Overstock accepts payments that range from credit cards to store cards and even to crypto. That's wonderful. So Visa, MasterCard, Discover, and American Express, Overstock Store Credit Card, Overstock Gift Cards, PayPal, Progressive Leasing, Bitcoin. And customers are charged once they place an order, but sellers do not receive compensation until they have shipped the item. When Overstock verifies the order is complete, they transfer your profits through bank transfer. Okay, so very important that you need to add your bank account and your routing number. And how to get paid by international buyers. So Overstock will route all international transactions through the e-commerce system FedEx Cross-Border, which comes with an additional fee for buyers. And this is an upside for sellers for the following reasons. You don't have to worry about international exchange rates. Overstock handles all payments, and payments are guaranteed after you ship the item. Okay, and one thing we have seen in our analysis is that a buyer can return a marketplace seller item. They can, no problem. When a buyer orders from a marketplace seller, aka you, the return will be sent back to you, not Overstock. And marketplace seller policies differ from Overstock.com's. So Overstock recommends that clients contact the seller with questions about products or returns. This is exactly why I was telling you earlier. You want to pay attention to communicating with customers. You want to pay attention to reviews. You want to pay attention to finding the best way to communicate and maintaining a great relationship with your buyer. Okay. And last but not the least, you need to know that a buyer on Overstock.com is not allowed to receive a refund or replacement if the buyer did not use a trackable return method to return an item and the buyer refuses to accept a shipment sent to him or her. So those are things you need to know. All right, folks. This was it for today's conversation. I was speaking to you about how to sell on Overstock Marketplace. And I gave you an overview of the company, of the platform, and the 5 things you need to do. Setting up an account, picking profitable products, standing out on Overstock, growing on Overstock, and getting paid on Overstock. Thank you so much for your attention, folks. I really appreciate it. I'll see you next time. But until then, remember, stay marvelous.